Namaskar, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from Metaversity. And welcome to this 11th session of India's biggest knowledge sharing series. With this, I just thought it wise to kind of change the background and, just for a change, to do the session from a different environment. So today I'm here with you in the 11th session discussing about a very interesting thing and a very innovative thing, which is actually a part of our life. And it's just a matter of, realizing it and consciously including it in our life to be able to kind of get the best out of whatever we are doing. So, with that, I just would like to welcome all of you, and here we begin. So, topic of the day is art, commerce, and science of life. Now, when I say this, there are about 6 to 7 steps that we are going to discuss point by point, and I'm sure it would give you a different insight in terms of how we have looked at these subjects and their relevance in life. So first of all, let me share with you about the pure subject matters. Like, let's say, for example, if I talk of art, if I talk of commerce, and if I talk of science. So what does that mean to us? We must understand that first. Now, as we embark our journey or today's session, let me share with you that this particular knowledge sharing series, which is India's biggest knowledge sharing series, we started it on 2nd of December, sorry, 2nd of October, on Gandhi Jayanti, and we are going to keep it on till 31st of December. Every third day, either me or one of our expert would come here, and we are going to share with you, excuse me, we are going to share with you the kind of knowledge nuggets or thought process or perspectives or information that some way or the other can be beneficial to you all. Having said that, there are quite a few things that during the first 10 sessions people have wrote to us, people have shared with us, and people told us. So number one is that they have told us that Ankit and team Metaversity, this is something which is actually coming in as a very helpful initiative. So I would like to thank each one of them who has actually found these efforts and these sessions as something that can contribute to their life positively. So that is number one. Number two is that there are people who say that how can we if we have missed the live, how can we still have a look at it? So I just would like to share with each one of you, whosoever is joined on our YouTube live YouTube channel right now, or who is gonna somehow end up landing on YouTube channel. I just would like to share with all of them that on YouTube the sessions are definitely there. You can have a look at even the first session today, and they are gonna be there. So you might want to do 3 4 steps or 3 4 things. Number one is that first of all, find the YouTube channel of Metaversity, which is Metaversity Institute on YouTube, and you'll get a channel with a blue butterfly logo. You just need to subscribe that and press the bell icon so that you get the updates of the moment we come live or the moment we upload videos. Because the entire endeavor of this particular knowledge sharing series is to actually spread knowledge selflessly and without expecting anything in return but a satisfaction and a joy of giving it with both the hand and heart open. So this is what we are on a journey of. And number three is that what you can do is that once you like any of the session, for you, there is no restriction of viewing it multiple times. And I would also strongly suggest that if you can share it with people whom you feel this can benefit, it would be a great help. And do not hesitate to share it multiple times. Do not hesitate to share things or links even of a previous session during any particular session and afterwards as well, because this is going to stay there. As of now, we have about 77 to 78 videos on our YouTube channel, which is a very small number. But let me tell you, majority of them are the videos that where we as a team, Metaversity, we have shared something or the other as an information piece or a knowledge piece. So you might want to actually have a close look and spend some time on our channel to get benefited. Another thing I would like to mention out here is that, when people are after you, or when people kind of uh, uh, try and uh, uh, actually impact, I would not use the word which is any which way is derogatory, but there are instances that has happened that the channels has been hacked, the website has been hacked. So I just would like to tell you, thank you to them as well, as they found value, that यहाँ पर कुछ करने से impact बड़ा आएगा. So we don't know still how big we are, but yeah, that has started happening. So my humble request to all of them who are doing it unknowingly or unknowingly, that so be it. And we are here to kind of make a mark on the global platform. So we are going to stay here, and there would be a time wherein, rather than competing, you would start collaborating, and we would welcome you at that point in time. Now, this is a very subtle message, but it was required to be given, because it's not only Ankit Joshipura, it's not only Metaversity, but entire family member of Metaversity gets affected by certain things that shouldn't have been done on our channel, and which is happening. So that's fair. Nothing against that. So आपको लगा होगा कि ये आर्ट, कॉमर्स और साइंस ऑफ लाइफ की बात करते करते अंकित कहाँ निकल गया. But on a documented basis, this message to be given was very much important. So I just took a liberty to share with all the well-wishers and all the people who are in process of becoming our well-wishers, to give this message, a small message, that we are a team who believe into Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The entire world is our family, and whether you are doing good or whether you are not doing so good for us, we consider you as our family, right? So with that, let us begin with what I was sharing initially. Number one is that that let's understand the purest form of the streams, which is art, commerce, and science. So when we say art, what is art? So arts is a area or a stream wherein history, mythology, culture, a lot of things that gives a man a satisfaction, or human being satisfaction, in terms of drawing and painting and dancing and performing arts, and so on and so forth. And there are different layers to it. When you study arts, you study multiple things, right? And it all depends, or it is all encompassing the history, the culture, the human psychology, and different ways how one can express themselves, impact of the expressions, formation of the society, the bonding in between human beings and the society and the globe, and how things are happening and all. So this is about arts, and there are much more to it, but in the purest form, I would like to say that arts is a subject which revolves around these kind of studies, right? Now, coming to commerce. So commerce is a second stream that we generally study. These are the pure forms of the streams. There are multiple streams that has come out of it in terms of education and in terms of learning and in terms of studies. But commerce is something where mm, the accountings and the business administration and the company formations and law and all the stuff that gets into it. When you study commerce, you get to study mathematics from a different perspective. You get to kind of equate things. You get to always create a perspective of LHS versus RHS, which is left hand side versus right hand side, and you try and match it. And there are a lot of calculation goes on. There are a lot of understandings and theories that goes on. So that's about commerce. And let me share with you that just like arts, commerce also has a lot of depth of knowledge and a variety of studies that have been created, theories that have been created, and so on and so forth, right? And similarly, the third thing, which is science. Now, if we talk of science, what happens is that anything and everything which is happening in and around us has a reason. So why does that happen? And how we can kind of understand as to whatever is happening, why is it happening, and so on and so forth. Understanding about flora and fauna, understanding about life, understanding about different chemical compositions, understanding about in-depth mathematics, understanding about physics of life, understanding about uh, biology, physics, and chemistry of life, and so on and so forth. And there are multiple other in-depth studies, and from there you go to specifics of everything. So science is also something which gives us mostly it gives us the answer of why and what and how things happens. So these are the three streams that are there existing in our life. Now let me share with you this one thing, that when we talk about uh, let's say these three strings, like science, arts, and commerce. So what happens is that you know कि basically ये मेरा मानना है, and यहाँ पे I just would like to declare very openly and clearly that the views that are being shared in this particular episode are my personal views, and it has nothing to do with pointing out or to something, or kind of showing that something is superior or something is inferior to each other, but how the blend of it can help us. So whatever the views that I'm sharing, they are all my personal views, and it has nothing to kind of offend or defend or boost or demean anything, right? So with that, let me share with you that what I have always felt is that if you choose two out of these three main streams of our education, that is arts, commerce, and science, I have always felt that arts and science is something which is a natural phenomena, which is existing, and it's just we humans have segregated it to a particular system to be able to study it better. सो अगर हम कुछ नहीं भी करते तब भी आर्ट तो रहने ही वाला था. So even an uneducated person can draw. Even an uneducated person can be a part of a culture of a society. Even an uneducated person can dance, can sing, can perform. And to be very honest, the first thing that human beings have started doing before the proper systematic education started was the way of expression. They used to express themselves, and this all things falls into art. So art is something which is a naturally already existing stream that we have put it to a particular genre, particular system and process to be able to study that. Similarly, science, on the other hand, is also something which is just like this. That science is also already existing now. Even if you don't do anything, there are plants that are going to grow. Even if you don't do anything, there are human beings that are going to, or animals that are going to take birth. They are going to grow, they are going to evolve, they are going to uh, uh, you know uh, have impact. Even if you don't do anything, there will be always morning and evening and night. Even if you don't do anything, the time would pass. Even if you don't do anything, the climate will change. Even if you don't do anything, there are basic things like the wind will blow, the water will flow, right? And the birds would fly in the sky. So the point is that science was also something which was already existing in our life. We, once again, just like the arts, in science we also have systemized, we have created a system so that we can study that step by step, right? Be it on a molecular level or a cellular level to the universe level. So that is also there. Now, apart from these two, the third part, which is commerce, what I feel is that commerce is something which is a created subject of human being. And let me compliment each one of us as human beings that giving birth to the third stream called commerce has actually created a beautiful bridge that can help us connect all the three together. So science, arts, and commerce. So this is becoming a perfect blend for us. Now, let's say, for example, if you talk of anything, if I just talk of making of clothes, then you see all the three things, or all the three streams would come into making of the cloth. So there is a designing part, there is a thought process, how it should look, how should the weaving be, what kind of cloths that are there, material to be used, and where the button should go, where the sleeve should go. All the stuff, the designing part and the feel and look and feel kind of a part is going to be art of it. And understanding of how to look, make you look better. If we talk of, let's say, a regular production or a huge production of something called clothes, then what happens is that science and commerce automatically also becomes a part of it. As to, you need machineries, you need replications of a particular design and stitches and people who works on that. And then comes the commerce angle, wherein you need to give a price tag, or you need to add value to it. You need to work upon as to whether it is a profitable thing or not, and how we can sustain it. Now, ये सारी चीजें सुनने में हमको लग रहा है कि यार ये क्या बात कर रहा है. But try and understand that anything and everything, you yourself think of things around you, or experiences that you are getting around you. अगर आप उसको थोड़ा सा डेप्थ में स्टडी करोगे, then you would realize that everything that is happening in and around us has all the three constituents as a stream. So everything has art in it, everything has commerce in it, and everything has a science in it. Only difference is that till now, whatever we have done, we have remained so focused that we have consciously never tried to think upon that whatever we are doing or whatever is happening around us has all these three streams involved into it. Now, why am I pointing out on this? Is because we as human beings needs to be little bit more consciously aware about the blend that the God has offered us, right? So everything and anything you do has some art, some commerce, and some science. Like, let's say, for example, even if we are doing these sessions, right? So this is going to last, we started from 2nd of the October, this is going to last till 31st of December. Now it has this time frame that we have decided, and regular interval that we are going to do. That is a commerce angle. How many people are going to look at it? what is it in, how many subscribers it's going to give to us, what kind of awareness we'll be able to create around us. All these things are commerce. The way we do it, the way we reach out to you, the way we make the sessions interesting or a little bit less interesting, is something which is a part of art, right? And now lastly, the way we are reaching to the technology with that we are using, the other things that we are using, that has something which is known as the part of the science. So even if this session currently, if you look at it, this particular event is happening because of the blend of all the three streams, that is arts, commerce and science. You look at any of the things that is happening around you, and it has an angle of art, it has an angle of commerce, and it has an angle of science. Now why do I say this? So let me share with you that once we are conscious and convinced about these three things, that everything that is happening has a art, has a science and has a commerce, it would give us a clarity of thought process. Like, let's say for example, even if I talk of this pen. So now this pen is meant to be written, right? So it's designed like it has to have a cap, right? And it has to have a ergonomic design. It should be easy for me to hold. It should not be too thin or too thick for me to hold and write. The point of this has to be designed in a particular manner, so on and so forth, and all the stuff is design, it's arts. So first of all, that thing comes into it. Then comes, how do I make it viable for people to have access to this at a very affordable price or cost, and how do I make it reach to people so that it turns out to be the most convenient tool for them to be used for their daily requirements and needs of writing, and so on and so forth. So that's where the commerce thing comes in. And what type of ink should it have? What type of, how do I ensure that the design gives you uninterrupted flow of writing, and how do I make it by far or measure it in a manner in which weatherproof? So there comes the science. So anything which is there. Now, why to be able to understand, or why should we consider all these three things in our life, is because when you are doing something in your life, let's say for example, if you are a student and you are studying something, be it any stream, right? Let's say for example, you are a homemaker, and you are accomplishing your daily task for a number of years. And let's say you are a fresh employee and you are going to the job, or you are an entrepreneur, or you are a solopreneur, or you are owner of a very big firm, or you are a manager, or you are into skilled or unskilled labor, or you are into anything, you are into teaching business, you are into manufacturing business. So anything that you are into, when you think about the growth of that particular activity that you are doing, you need to understand that, consciously start thinking about the art side of that and increase that. Consciously think about the commerce side of it and impact it and increase it. And consciously think about the science part of it and increase that. Now, when you do this, you will get a better clarity of the connections of these three segments. You'll be able to think it in a much better and a clearer manner. And number three, once you would consciously understand this concept that anything and everything that's happening in and around us has all the three streams, your confidence of taking decisions, your confidence of execution, your confidence of creating strategy, your confidence of having a faith of being successful would increase, right? Believe you me, this is something which is to be implemented. And when you will be able to do that, you would realize that there is a beautiful theory, there is a beautiful approach that I'm going to share out here, which you're not going to find anywhere in any management books or anything. There is something which is known as M2M theory or M2M concept. Now, what is M2M theory or M2M concept? That is something which is macro to micro and micro to macro, right? I believe quite a few of you would have come across a video wherein, there is a human being which has been shown, and then there is a distance that has been mentioned that, 10 feet, 100 feet, 1,000 feet, 1 lakh feet, so on and so forth. And you get to see the entire, globe and solar system and universe and, unexplored universe level as well. And then it comes back to the human or a person, and then it goes within the person, and it takes you to the cellular and a molecular level by increasing the depth or the the multiplier of the zoom in that they are doing it. So similarly, whatever happening is in our life also has this micro to macro and macro to micro approach. Now, let's say, for example, you have a business, right? If you have a business, and if you are going on a macro to micro level, what happens is that you get into each and every department, you get into each and every process, you get onto into each and every person, their mindset, the value system, how things are done, how daily things are done, how within the day multiple things are being done. So you get to know about each and every details with the same consciousness of art, science, and commerce angle to it. And when you go micro to macro, what you do is that how am I being seen by the society? How my company is creating brand, or is getting converted to brand or not? How are we accepted in the market? How can we spread? How can we not only reach out to people but also increase outreach of my business? So there is always this macro to micro and micro to macro approach. But when you do that, always keep in mind that, while thinking of any situation or concern or a problem or an opportunity at hand, if you consciously create the framework beforehand and be prepared to think upon it with all the three angles of science being present in it, commerce being present in it, and arts being present in it, it will definitely give you the clarity, and the probability of your success would increase like anything. So I hope uh, whatever I have tried and shared with you about the art, commerce, and science of life, you would be able to relate to this. This subject, by far, to be able to compile it in half an hour or 45 minutes is absolutely difficult. And there needs to be, a lot of discussions that should happen. There needs to be a lot of brainstorming, a lot of thought process, a lot of self analysis needs to be done to be able to understand this concept. But let me tell you that the more you will see this video time and again, you would realize what's the message behind it. And by the grace of God, if you can get the message and when you will implement it in your life, immediately I can guarantee you that if you got the message, what I'm actually trying to communicate, and if you will start implementing it just after this session, from the very moment you will start seeing the result of it and the impact of it. It would help you to be more organized. It would help you to be more clear in your thought process. It will help you to create more probability of your success. It would keep you stress free. It would give you immense satisfaction. It would bring in joy in your life. It would bring in happiness, health, and wealth in your life. And from all the aspects, things that you have never been able to achieve with this process, I'm sure you will be able to at least go nearer to your goal, your targets in your life, and achieve better milestones. So let me sum it up once again for all of you, right? That there are three streams, that is art, commerce, and science, which we are already aware of. The new thing that we have discussed today is that no matter what is happening in and around us, let me repeat, no matter what is happening in and around us, has this angle where all these three things are absolutely involved. So when they are already involved, why not to give them a customized approach via our thought process? So when we work upon any situation or any problem or any opportunity or anything, if we consciously try and look out for the art angle of the same, the commerce angle of the same, and the science angle of the same, it will give us a better clarity. Best part of this approach of thought process is that it will give you a self-generated satisfaction. It will give you a self-generated satisfaction. Try it out and pass this thought process pattern to your next generation also, to people who come in your contact. Have a cup of tea, have a cup of coffee, sit with them for 10-15 minutes and initiate this discussion that how about we consciously consider the science part, the arts part, and the commerce part of whatever is happening in our life, and then try and give it a thought. And when we do that, we would realize that it has actually given us better clarity. And this is something which I have experienced myself in whatever I do. I try and think from all these three angles before I take a decision, and that has always helped me. Right? Because most of the times what happens is that in the rut of in the race of the life, we generally tend to kind of jump on the conclusion. We want the solution of any problem yesterday, and we do not find time to think. So that's number one. Here what I'm saying is that not only find time to think and then act and execute. I'm saying that there is a pattern in which you should think, which is, once again, it's like thinking about the art aspect of what you are going through, thinking about the science aspect of what you are going through, and thinking about the commerce aspect of what you are going through. So I believe this talk or this session, however probably complex it seems, but it's very easy to practice. Generally, what happens that we have a saying that it's easier said than done. Here, the thing is probably the other way around. That once you will start implementing it, it would come in as such an easy thing for each one of us that we would actually admire it. So with that, I just would like to share with each one of you that this is where we are going to conclude our 11th session of India's biggest knowledge sharing series. This series has already impacted more than about 1.5 to 1,750 plus people. It has been watched on a regular basis. We are getting a good increment into subscription of our channel also, and there are people who are very meticulously and very willingly sharing the links of the sessions that we are going to do. Let me share with you that on 4th, today is the 1st November, and on 4th we are going to come with another such faculty from Metaversity to be able to contribute in India's biggest knowledge sharing series. Until then, you can follow us on our Facebook page. You can visit our website, which is www.metaversity.in. You can obviously download our Android application from Google Play Store by writing Metaversity Institute, and you'll be able to download the application. And you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can be a friend with us on our LinkedIn. So we are present on almost all the social media platforms where you can get in touch with us. After this session, it has been seen that just unlike the Facebook Live, the viewership generally goes high after we have uploaded the video or after we have concluded the session. We are regularly, there is a team that is regularly visiting our page, visiting our YouTube channels. So should you have any questions, should you have any queries, should you want us to talk more on any of the subjects has been discussed now, you want someone to be repeated as a faculty where you like, please do write to us in the comments of these videos, and we would try and incorporate. So with that, here I'm bidding a goodbye for the day, and we are concluding this session, live session, the 11th session of India's biggest knowledge sharing series. And I hope that this new angle that we have discussed today, every one of you must have enjoyed this. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on 4th November with one more expert from the Metaversity family in India's biggest